I don't think about it too much, about the amount of championships I have. I think it is the journey itself that I did until I came into this position. The all the victories that I went through, 24, the same number as my car. I think it's amazing achievement, and yeah, it was a long journey for 6 years already. Beside waiting for those months, although I knew that I'm gonna drive for PK Carsports a long time ago at the beginning, or yeah, at the beginning of 2020. And I already knew that I have Monster Energy as my sponsor, and it was a big thing. And I was expecting a crazy year, and I was already start working hard, working out really hard, and trying to get myself in the best shape I can ever be. And then obviously COVID came and ruined everything. And I think the craziest thing I did in this season was to just in matter of 2-3 days I decided that if I want to do this championship, I need to leave my country, my home country, and move to Belgium, to Europe in general, because otherwise I couldn't see any chance that I will be able to participate in this championship. So I just packed my stuff, everything I can, and I just jump on a plane and went to Europe. And fortunately, that PK Carsport and especially Anthony at this time was really helped me with trying to like settle into the European environment with finding apartments and like building my own life. And yeah, 6 months after I'm here winning the championship, I haven't seen my parents, my friends. I haven't seen anybody. It was really, really, really tough situation. So I think that the championship trophy here, right here next to me, that's the biggest reward for that, and I can't ask for better than that. Yeah, I have to say that during this time, I think I never got into a better connection with the team like I did with PK. My chief mechanic Carlo and my engineer Kuhn, and with Anthony and everybody that works on the team. I think they realize my situation. I live next to them, so they realize what I'm going through. They realize my situation, and they really, really helped me to going through this hard time. So yeah, every piece of this aluminum thing, they deserve piece of that. Beside the fact that obviously they're so professional to the point that I never seen something like that, but they really helped me to really keep my mental health in the right position. I think this is the most amazing story out of everything. That the guy that I used to really really hate, if I will be very honest, I was my biggest opponent and my biggest rival. And suddenly I drive for him. Um, I think that's one of the weirdest situation. But we share the same goal. We both want victories. We both want championship. Doesn't matter if you're a team owner or a driver or a mechanic or engineer or whatever. The moment you share the same goal, you will come together. And I think this is the reason why the connection between me and Anthony became so good. And we just flip our mind and become like one team with one goal to win the championship, and we work extremely hard for that. And I've seen Anthony on a weekly basis, which is extremely weird. The guy that I really, really used to like hate and try to beat on track and try to give him the hardest time ever. And suddenly I'm sitting with him um, in the office, in the shop, next to the car, and thinking about what we can improve and what we can do and how we can become better team for the next races. And I think this is the most amazing thing, and it works. It is a really nice trophy. Not kidding, but I will never forget it. You trust me. 2020 was hard on me. There are some opponents that I knew that they are very, very strong. Like Loris Hazeman, obviously, that he is the previous champion. Stienes he was always fighting with me, and now he became my teammate, and now he's such a good friend. We are such a good friends together, and Sorensen that came from Elite 2, and to be honest, surprised I think everybody on the paddock. Actually finished second, vice champion. I think this is an amazing achievement for him. It was really tough, and you always have to adapt yourself to the situation, because you never know what will come next. Vallelunga, the first race in Italy, was hot to the point that I can't even describe how difficult physically it was for me. 2 races in one day, and then you switch to Belgium, and Belgium was like raining hard, and then you don't know if you go to Czech Republic, and the situation in the world became so weird, and then we found ourselves going to Croatia, and track that no one knows how it even looks like. You always have to adapt yourself to the situation, to what's coming next, and I think that's even showing the real heart and performance of PK Carsport, because, for example, we knew we were going to Croatia, and we immediately started working about Croatia. Like, we started to checking the track and all the information that we can get from this track, and trying to get the best car that we can for this event. So I think that's a really good one. I don't think it was one moment that I thought I will get there. I'm not joking. Even until the very last race, when I started on pole position and everything looks promising, I didn't thought I will make it, because there is something that I call like the leader syndrome. Is when you start to when you're leading the race or leading in the championship, you start to imagine problems, or like you drive and suddenly you feel like the car is vibrating, or things like that happening, weird stuff happening, and you're sure that the car is going to break down in 1 second. Those kind of stuff you don't even think about on a normal race. But when you have a big gap and you start to get bored, or not bored, but like your mind start to wandering around, you start to think about weird stuff. So even in the very last race, although I was leading half of the race and then became the safety car, and I knew that Sorensen won't give me any good time. I knew that Sorensen will give me a hard time, and that what happened. We went 3 wide into turn 1, me, Loris Hazeman, and Sorensen. And I think again, until the very end, I didn't thought it will happen. I tried to stay out of trouble, keep the car alive, really keep the car just alive, just let me cross the finish line and let me be after that and let me go home. I think the celebration after every week victory. Okay. I never seen something like that as PK Carsport. I've seen a lot of fire extinguisher getting open. It's a good, I have to say, it makes the environment really nice. But no, I think the celebration, I came from Carl Racing, which I knew for 5 years. I drove for 5 years for Carl Racing, and I switched to a different team, different environment, from Italian people to boom to Belgian people, and I had to experience such a different type of celebration, and I think that was the most amazing thing to see and to experience, to be honest. And I will never forget that. That's for sure. Off the track, that's actually not even. I don't think that's even something that obviously like on track. Even when we just spend time in Hasselt, the city we all lived in, and we went for a beer. I mean, the atmosphere is so different from my home country, Israel, and from Italy, that I used to drive for Italian team for such a long time. And I think I learned a lot about it. I think it feels better because the competition this year, I think, was in a different level. Beside the fact of the 2020 COVID, all those kind of stuff, the level itself of the drivers and the teams became so high to the point that you have to push yourself all the time. And in every year, every championship, I said this is the hardest championship I won, and it's my third time, and this is the hardest championship I won. The level of this championship became so high to the point that it's more satisfying to win. The first thing that I see in the future is, first of all, that I go home back to Israel. I haven't seen my family and friends for such a long time. And then I will start thinking about 2021. And I will think about the NASCAR Whelen Euro Series, about Monster Energy, representing also Israel. And I still don't know what the future will bring, but I'm pretty sure it will be bright, that's for sure. Yeah, 100%, 150%. I think the fact that the moment I signed the contract with Monster, I realized that I'm part of such a big group of athletes that are top athletes in the world, and everybody is such a, if you look at Lewis Hamilton or some, I don't know, professional skateboarder that won the X Games medal, it doesn't matter. It's always like they're always on top, and you always want to keep yourself together with them. So it really, really pushed me to give the best I can. And I think this season I pushed myself to the best I ever been in my life in terms of my driving abilities and my driving skills. Whether it's physical or mentally, it doesn't really matter. I was on it.